Welcome to Cloverfield Meadow, a place where the grass hummed with summer warmth and the flowers swayed to their own special tune. Every creature here had a favorite thing to do. Mimi the bumblebee loved buzzing around dandelions. Rollo the beetle polished shiny pebbles until they sparkled, and Sally the snail took slow, peaceful trips across mossy logs. And then there was Ollie the ant. Ollie loved to explore, especially places where no other ant dared to go. One warm evening, as the sun dipped behind Clover Hill, Ollie spotted something strange. Tiny flickers of light were blinking in the tall grass. They weren't stars. Stars stayed in the sky. These little lights were close to the ground, bobbing like tiny lanterns on legs. He hurried to find his friends. Mimi! Curtis! Rollo! Sally! He called. Come quick! Cloverfield Meadow is glowing! They gathered at the edge of the grass, their eyes wide. Small specks of golden light drifted up and down, like floating seeds that just wouldn't land. What are they? Mimi buzzed softly, not wanting to scare them away. I think they're fireflies, Curtis said, nibbling a leaf thoughtfully. I've heard of them, but I've never seen any up close. They look nice, Sally murmured. But they must be here for a reason. Ollie's antennae twitched with curiosity. Let's find out. With careful steps, Sally slower than the rest, but just as determined, the group approached the fireflies. Soon, one of them floated closer, landing lightly on a blade of grass like a flickering drop of sunlight. Hello, the firefly said shyly. My name is Luma. The friends introduced themselves, and Luma flickered brightly. We really need help, she said. Our glow gathering is tonight, but the nectar we use to fuel our lights is missing. Mimi gasped. Missing? Nectar doesn't just disappear. It didn't, Luma said, looking a little embarrassed. We moved it to a new hiding place so animals wouldn't step on it, but, well, we forgot which thistle patch we hid it in. Curtis tilted his head. There are at least 20 thistle patches in the meadow. How can we check them all before the glow gathering? Rollo flexed his sturdy beetle legs. By not giving up, that's how. Ollie grinned. Then let's make a plan. They split into teams. Mimi and Luma flew overhead to spot any glowing trails. Ollie and Rollo searched the ground with speed and strength. Curtis and Sally examined leaves and shaded places where nectar might be stored to stay cool. The first patch they checked held nothing but fuzzy thistles. The second had only dry grass. The third smelled promising, but it was just sap. The hours slipped by and the sky grew darker. The fireflies blinked nervously, their lights flickering weaker as their energy faded. We're running out of time. Luma whispered, but Ollie wasn't ready to quit. He squinted at the horizon where an old thistle patch sat by the Whispering Creek, the one patch no insect visited much because the ground was uneven and bumpy. What about there? He said, pointing with one antenna. Mimi's wings buzzed. The old creek patch. No one goes there. Exactly, Ollie said. Which makes it the perfect place to hide something important. They trekked together, Mimi guiding from above, Rollo helping Sally over rocks, and Curtis inching along beside Ollie. As they reached the old creek patch, a sweet smell drifted through the air. Smell that? Curtis asked, his eyes widening. It was nectar, lots of it. Hidden between two tall thistles was a carefully made little basin woven from petals and leaves. It glowed faintly with leftover firefly light. We found it! Luma cheered, and the other fireflies zoomed in, their little bodies blinking with joy. But there was a problem. The petal basin had toppled sideways, and half the nectar was spilling into the ground. Sally quickly slid over and pressed her sturdy shell against the basin to hold it steady. I can keep it upright, she said. Rollo used his strength to help her brace it. Curtis began nudging petals back into place. Mimi guided the fireflies to collect what they needed, and Ollie crawled inside the basin to gather the remaining nectar into a new leaf bowl. By the time the moon was shining bright above the meadow, the nectar was saved. Luma led the insects back to a clearing. The fireflies lined up across the meadow, sipping the nectar, their lights growing stronger until they shone like golden stars drifting near the earth. Are you ready? Luma asked her firefly friends. A soft hum filled the air. Then, boom, the meadow burst into a breathtaking wave of light. The fireflies danced in spirals, loops, and glowing trails that crisscrossed the night sky. It's beautiful, Sally whispered. Best discovery ever, Ollie said proudly. Luma floated toward them, her glow bright with gratitude. Thank you. Without your teamwork, our glow gathering wouldn't have happened. Any time, Amy said. Friends help friends? Curtis nodded. And sometimes adventures find you instead of the other way around. The friends all lay back in the soft grass except Sally, who leaned comfortably against a pebble and watched the fireflies' glowing dance long into the night. And so, in Cloverfield Meadow, the fireflies didn't just shine. They made new friends, friends who knew the value of teamwork, curiosity, and helping others when their lights start to fade. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more wonderful stories.